Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Michael Neely, and this is Michael Neely Tech, the Michael Neely Tech channel. This is where I talk about websites and stuff like that, and also show some lifestyle stuff specific to our area of New England. If you're ever in, for example, I'm not on a boat right now. This is the Lynx. This is a ship that is a replica of a War of 1812, what's called a Baltimore Clipper, which was a topsail schooner that used to run blockades during the British blockade during the War of 1812. So if you're ever in this boat, I think the ship winters in St. Simon's Island, Georgia, and then comes back up here in the summer for a little bit. So if you're ever in the Booth Bay area, Booth Bay, Maine area, and around June, and want to check out some tall ships and see what they look like up close, that would be a great time to do that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into some website stuff because that's what you're here for, not looking at ships. So let's go to
Here. Now, this is the site that I came up with this little issue on, which is on my site, which is on michaelneely.net. If you haven't gone there yet, I highly recommend it. And the first page I was showing you was this one. This is what's called a pillar page, or what I thought was a pillar page. That's kind of my version of an early pillar page that shows a lot of things. It shows that this pillar page is going to be on WordPress web development services, and it was going to go through and point out some different topics. Now, pillar pages are typically between 5,000 and 10,000 words, so it's a pretty good idea to have a table of contents in here, so we can show up, so you can scroll down immediately to where you want to go, for example, like that. Now, this one works great, and it goes straight to the place where you want it to go and everything. You refresh this one more time to make sure that I'm on the right page, and I know what I'm doing on my end. And we're going to come back up here again. First, we're going to come down here to the top, and then we'll come back over here and scroll down to, let's say we want to go to a brief history of WordPress. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. If you'll notice, the title's cut off. So that's kind of one issue that I had with this plugin. But also, it's do you see the recent? For example, we'll scroll down here to helpful articles, and then we'll see down here it shows recent posts. Now, if you'll recall, up here on this section, go back over here, we have recent posts showing up right here. And when you click on it, it doesn't really go anywhere. Now, that's something that is being picked up by the Ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder plugin, but the issue that I was running into it was with this is an H4 tag, and if we'll come over here to Beaver Builder, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here, and we'll scroll back up to here. We're going to click on this, and even you'll see the different headings in here that it picks up and translates into the browser. We've got the H1 tag, which I have hidden because your H1 tag, there's only one in your whole website. It's your page title. That's from Google. That's the way they want it. No, that's the way their search algorithm works, and works better that way. H2s, H3s, and then have H4s hidden. And then way down here, the H4, that's an H4, but it's still being pulled up into the table of contents. Now, what makes it worse is that the recent post is outside the article. So for some reason, I don't know why, and maybe one day I'll get into it. But instead, I found a different solution, which, in my opinion, works a little bit better. And this is what we're going to do with that. First, we're going to come over here, and we're just going to click Done and publish that. We didn't make any changes anyway, so that's fine. And we'll revisit this page in just a minute. Now, the page that I was working on was this one. This is a pillar page that's under construction, so you're going to see some blank spots. So you're going to see some titles that don't have any content, like what is the content management system, and it seems like it's missing some information there. It is, because I haven't written it yet. So we've got that working, but we do also have this happening too. If we come back over here to this site, and we'll see we have a table of contents, and it is choosing the right web development platform for your project. We'll click on that, and we see recent posts down here. But if you'll recall, it's not showing up there. So how about that? How did I fix that? I'm going to show you. This is the page, and then we're gonna come over here to theme or layout. So what I did, another way to handle just building the page directly into Beaver Builder, or you could do what's called a theme or layout. Build a theme or layout, and then every page with that, for example, every blog post in a specific category, or every page that you've chosen is going to pick out is going to be the same layout every time. For example, right here we have the single blog post layout, and it's for all posts or all blog posts, which is in my news section, and that is how I have that built out, and it's very consistent. Now, I built one out for Pillar Page, and originally I built it out with the table of contents in the Pillar Page layout. But this is what I did with this one. I just put post content in there, and we're going to show you what this looks like right here. This is what the theme or layout looks like. See, Pillar Page layout, and we've got the title here, date, author. And then you can also put meta information in there or comments, and I have comments disabled because that's my choice. Right here we're going to see the post content module from Beaver Builder, which just pulls the content in from the WP blocks layer of WordPress. And that's how that works. And there's an author information right there. Has more about me. And then we'll scroll back up. And we're going to get out of this because we don't need to be messing around with this, except we need to pull this over here like that and do it that way. So we're going to get out of the Beaver Builder Themer section and come over here to look at that actual page. This is the actual page where I write the content. And if you'll notice here, we have the Table of Contents section. This is the Yoast Table of Contents the Yoast Table of Contents WP block. Now this comes with the premium version of Yoast. If you're using Yoast SEO, this is a very popular SEO plugin. I highly recommend it. I'm using the premium version on this site, which means I get little goodies like this, like the Yoast Premium Table of Contents. What this does is that I can also come in here and identify which headings I want. Heading 3. Let's see. And this shows all the different headings that are in here. You could click on one of them and it'll take you straight to it. However, so that solves the first problem, is that recent post is not in the table of contents. However, I ran into a different problem, different issue, not necessarily a problem, but we're going to scroll on this. We're going to go right back up to the top, right there, and click on Table of Contents. We're going to go to Introduction to Web Development. That's weird. It's gone. Where'd the title go? We can't see what the title is. So if we click on this right here and then go to Display None in the header, just going to be right over here, then we will see that I've got to lean over a little bit because I can't see. So I got a giant light right here. But to show you what I'm talking about, there's the introduction to web development. So it's there, but you can't see it because it's behind my sticky header. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fix that. I'm going to refresh that real quick and get it back to so the header's in there and introduction to that. We don't want that. We want to come up here and show the problem. Now, there are a couple ways that we can do this. This is the way this WP block works. It pulls in the heading H2, H3 tags, like right here, and it assigns it an ID right here, Introduction to Web Development. Now this is also puts an ID up here in the link, and that's what gives the link the clickability and then scrolls down to that section. Now my problem was it was getting caught up underneath the sticky header, so you couldn't actually see what was going on. So the way that I got around this, or the way I fixed this, was we come over here and you'll notice that you've got the ID here, and then we also have the class right here, WP block heading. So we're going to click on that, and that's and since that's consistent through all of the headings, that's probably what we need to the class we need to target in our CSS. So we're going to come back over here and we're going to go to Beaver Builder there, and we're going to look at where I write my CSS globally for the site. A lot of places can put it underneath the customize section and the custom CSS section. I choose to put mine in the global settings for CSS here. Now what we do here, this is the thing about this that I learned. This is something new I learned, which is awesome. Control V there, and then we're going to put the WP block heading. Put this right here, down here, and there we have our CSS all set up and ready to go. Now I did come across one solution that was in Stack Overflow. Now Stack Overflow is awesome most of the time, but sometimes you get some bad advice. It wanted me to do something like this. And position relative, and then put down here top, it's about 100 pixels, I think it's 85 pixels that I've discovered by trial and error on some earlier takes of this video. We have about 85 pixels. So what happens when we do this, we'll save it, and then we'll save it globally. And then, as you know, if you worked with Beaver Builder before, you'll notice that if you don't, you can save it all day long, but if you don't publish it, it doesn't go to the browser and nothing happens. So you're just going to sit there and wonder what's going on for a little while. I know that from experience. So we're going to come back over here, going to refresh, because it's in a different window, and let's see what happens when we do that. And there we have it. Look at that. The title's drifted down into the content. That is not what we want. So we're going to come back over here to the Beaver Builder section again, and we're going to go back into the global settings for CSS right there, and then we're going to scroll this up, and we're going to change this, because that is not the way you do it. But the way you do it is to use some CSS I was unaware of until today, because you learn something new every day, and I'm self-taught, so I get to learn everything all the time. You get to learn new things all the time. So we can do this. And another reason why I like doing these videos is because I was actually in an interview a few years ago with somebody said that I showed them my GitHub page and didn't bring a laptop to the interview, and they said, prove to me you wrote this. And I was like, my GitHub page? Okay, let me see a computer, I'll show you. And they said, no, we're not going to show you a computer. Prove it to us that you wrote this. And I said, I can't do that. So I didn't necessarily, so needless to say, I did not get that job, but that's fine because it taught me some other things. So this is, I'm actually coding this right now, and it's just one line of CSS. It's not like it's anything magical. But it's the scroll margin top section. Now we're going to click on that, and it works in one, but does not work real well in the other, in the Beaver Builder one. But that gets the CSS into the site. We're going to publish it, and I want it to work globally because I want it to work not only in the this pillar page, but in all pillar pages. Because I'm probably going to be using this platform over and over again, and the services pages are going to look different. I'm deciding to redesign those. So we're going to come up here. We're going to we don't need to refresh that one. We do need to refresh this one and get that tackiness out of there, where the pages are. I'm going to close that out too. I don't think I need that anymore. So there we have the site the way it should look, and in my eyes, or in my opinion, we're going to refresh it again because it did that, and that's fine. So we're going to go to why web development is important, and look, there it is. Why web development is important at the top of the page. We'll come over here to the scroll to the top. Now this is still very much still working on it, so it's probably going to have to put a transition or something in there to make it slow down the scroll, or scroll speed CSS. But this is just to show you what I did to fix that for now, and then also show you how I built a Beaver Builder layout that brings in the content from the post content module and displays it into the page, because it gets rid of a couple problems. One, you don't have any footer headings showing up in your table of contents, and then you also showed how to fix the if you have a fixed header or a sticky header, how to get around the table of contents scrolling somewhere you didn't want it to scroll to, because you want it to scroll to where the title is. So with that involved, that's what we did today. So it's kind of fun. Again, we'll probably get into some other things later, but I just came across this weekend and thought I'd share it with you. If you like this video, then by all means click the thumbs up, and if you like, subscribe. We're gonna have some more of the things going on, some coding stuff, some lifestyle stuff, and probably a lot more intricate coding stuff. This is very, very basic. But have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.